the life coming from? So we are just going to talk about this. And when I say teaching, it doesn't mean counseling is out, because it is all interconnected. So whoever and of you who does counseling, please pick up your things in the whole process. We will talk about the process. Why I said art of teaching is that we are living in very, very so if you leave apart this general belief system, we have a different type of onslaught on our heads. On one hand, the population has increased. On one hand, there are a lot of experimentations going on in education and health and everything else. And the problems within the family and within the society have taken a different shape. And add to it the technology. We are going to live in an age where even your students have access to. So what is the teaching method till now? Yeah, you teachers should tell me. Put on your videos and let's interact. Because at the end of it, it should be useful to all of us. To me also. Kids come to school and you teach. Am I right? Right or wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah. That is how it has been going on. Previously, it was Gurukul, then schools. Some people go into home teaching, but that is a very small percentage. So what is the challenge to teachers? Are we facing some challenge? No, leave apart the other, just sheer challenge of teaching. Anybody? Yeah, please go ahead. Just unmute, open on your video and tell me.
Sir, keeping their interest alive in the class.
Yeah. What else? Yeah, Manisha.
I'm audible, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yes, you are audible. Tell me.
Sir, actually, the problems that we are facing, I am the principal of one of the schools, Sarchis Higher Secondary School. So the problems that we are facing is nowadays students do not want to write. They are very lazy to write.
Okay.
Teachers are giving them work. They are not ready to do the work. They are not ready to come to school. They want to be at home.
Right.
Abusive language is also
Yeah.
a very big problem with.
So we'll come to the behavioral problems.
Yeah.
So my core question is, previously, it were teachers who were teaching with the help of books. Kids had no alternative. Now they have an alternative. And what is that alternative?
Google Baba.
Yes, internet. Google. ChatGPT.
Yeah, ChatGPT, the latest.
AI. Right? A lot of people come and say the kid is using mobile and there's technology. So I say, see, technology is not going to go. You may go anywhere. So teachers are still teaching in the old mode. And even if technology is used the way it is used in schools, it's not very productive. And there is a certain amount of antagonism between parents, teachers on one hand and students. But people who create technology are not bothered about all this. They are creating technology for different purposes. So they have an alternative mode of learning. For example, I don't know how many of you use ChatGPT? No one? Yeah, Sanjay. Who else? Okay, if you have not, use it sometime. The type of essays which students write in their classes, even at their BA level and BSc level and all, ChatGPT creates in 0.18 seconds. Seriously, you give any topic, any damn topic on the face of earth, it will write you. It is as good as writing a classroom essay. Now, so students, they are smart kids. They know how to compare. And because they know how to compare, so at some point of time, they'll start questioning. So these are the type of stuff we are living in. And because of the large scale emotional disturbance in the society, for whatever reason, that is a different topic altogether. Kids are being brought up in environment, and the home environment comes to school, and the school goes to home, and then other problems of growing up, and so there's a hell lot of stuff. And that is why I was almost, Sanjay Sana, you want to say something? Yeah.
No, sir. I'm just
Yeah,
listening.
all right. So these are the challenges which have exponentially multiplied, and new challenges are coming in. And that is why, if you separate teaching into various levels, then it will be useful when we discuss all these issues. Like one level is a school itself, which is a commercial organization. It has its own pressures, it has its own management, and it has its own deadlines to meet and board exam. So that is the commercial aspect of it. Then one level is teaching subjects, which you all know better than me, whoever teaches, and problem arising in school, which counselors handle. That is another level. But if you transpose this whole thing to the society and look at society, what are the levels we are looking at? We are living in an earth with physical principles of universe and earth. If you forget all that, most of us throughout our life move towards attaining some skill set. Like your teaching is a skill set. Like a surgeon has a skill set. I have a skill set. Politicians have a skill set. So you learn a skill set to survive in this world, earn your bread and butter, and generally adjust in society and all that. That is a level of living for most people. But if you look deeply, whatever we are doing, we still have to live as human beings. And when human beings come, then you come to relationships, your mood state, your problem handling, your finding your goals in life, finding a meaning in life, and how you relate to others at an individual level, at a family level, at a whatever levels. So probably if you divide at these three levels, then you'll know what I'm talking about. We are talking about a system where we have to live in the world, attain a skill set, and still be human all the time. There comes in that art of teaching. Because then probably the goals of teaching will change. One goal is obviously you have to finish your syllabus, teach your subject well, and prepare students to move on in life. But let us answer this question to ourselves. Are we preparing them well? Because if we are preparing them well, then the second question is, then what is happening? Why are people running so much to psychologists and psychiatrists, and why does every school need a counselor? So what I'm going to say is not a blame game. It is just a different understanding of the whole process. 2 days back, when we were trying to organize this seminar, and Talat was the main person behind it, and we had a link which we changed, if somebody would have noticed it. We found that we had opened up the Google form. There were 140 people, overwhelming response, although 140 are not here. Why did they register? I don't know. But nevertheless, so we thought, and Google initially had open hours and then it said 60 minutes and all. So we did not know what to do. So we went through trying to get domain to increase the capacity, money, this, that, whatever, all that drama happened, but somehow it didn't work. Finally, we shifted to a larger Zoom thing. It was a great learning. It was a great learning. Because in the process, I learned too many things of how standing instructions on our credit cards keep charging even if you remove the app. How is the between line text. And this between line text fleeces money. They're not robbing you. So connected to it is our greed for free things. So this greed and the convenience was increased during COVID times. We are still used to that, and all companies have tempted you into that, and then now they want to charge. Wonderful. This was a learning. So I thought, let me share this with you, because life is about what? Life is about learning. All the time we have to learn. All the time. Till we die or we suffer from dementia. So it will be worthwhile to know a bit of understanding of human brain and mind from the perspective of neuroscience about this learning thing, nothing else. When do you think the learning starts? So teaching, I have told you the challenges of teaching. Learning. When does the learning start? Learning has more challenges than teaching. And whether you are a student or not, we have to keep learning. Yeah. When does it start?
The day a child is born. The day a child is born.
All right. Slightly late. Yeah. Anybody else?
The moment we start listening to the things,
Moment we start?
listening to the things, we start learning.
Okay. I think we start learning from 48th day in our womb. So the first teacher is mother. Because by the time 48th day in the womb to 108th day, your all neural networks, which is 10 to the power 11 neurons, are migrating, moving, forming networks. And during the 9 months, why it is told that mothers should have a good mood and they should take care of their health? Because the mood of the mother, the stress level of the mother directly impacts this formation of network between neurons. And when the child is born, this is a robust fact that the first 3 years of life are very important. Whatever goes into your head, through senses, to touch, to crying, to asking for food and crying for food and this and that and environmental, they form the basic network and they decide whether you're going to be an anxious person or not. And then till 18 years, the critical periods where the child challenges the environment and the environment challenges the child. And that is how your brain grows up till around 14, 15 years of age. And then there is a hormonal surge by 12 or 13 years. So by the time you reach 16, your brain is overgrown. And then it starts pruning. All these connections, slightly they are more than what is required. And brain has a habit of collecting more information than it needs. It does all its life. So more or less your personality, your intelligence, your network are formed by 18, 19 years of age. And by 18, 19, this area of brain starts developing, which is called the prefrontal cortex. This prefrontal cortex is where your execution, decision making, everything is, even the controlling of your impulses. So that develops the last. So that is why often when we ask the kids, why aren't you thinking properly? He doesn't have a capacity to think. The child is impulsive. So it's an experimentation going on. Most of us have common genetic pool. Our brain networks are common. Most of us behave in a proper way, largely similarly. We have emotions, we have our actions, and all that is genetically determined. But what makes us different? This conditioning, the nature versus nurture. Because what input which goes in, same input into 10 people will result in 10 different people. Otherwise, all brothers and sisters should be the same parents. Even the twins have different reactions to things. So that means there is a larger game going on in the brain. That this nature nurture goes on till teens. So what is very important, the first teacher, who is the first teacher? Then the first teacher becomes mother, the environment, and so 2.5 years, 3 years, and then steps in school. Actually, schools are stepping in too early in life, if you ask me. I don't know how many of you went to school at 2.5 years. I went when I was 5 years. 2.5 years? These days, no, school start at 2.5 years. Something called a school. And if you tell somebody, why are you sending kid to a school? They say, no, he just goes to play. But he gets out of the house into a separate environment, which is called a school. So there the third person enters, and that is the teacher. Do you agree till now, whatever I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Right. So what is happening is that all the information which is going into the head is information, and learning is a part of assimilation of that information into knowledge. And that goes on at many levels. A kid learns how to attract the attention of the parent. A kid knows what will make the parent angry. A kid knows what he or she will do, and then parents will get angry or get into some sort of argument with the parent. And then step in teacher. And teachers start teaching the basic skills, speaking, phonetics, then so it's phoneme to grapheme to semantics, then writing. And by the time you come to first year of school, all phonetics is gone. The whole emphasis is on writing. And there starts coming in shocks. So the basic process of learning, if you ask me, there's a scientist called Stanislas Dehaene, who has done a lot of work on learning. The 3 or 4 more most important components. One, attention. You have to obviously hold the attention of the child. All right. Active engagement. Then there are feedbacks. They do something, they get a positive feedback, a negative feedback, or whatever. And when they are feedbacks, they should be ready for shocks also. Because whatever they've learned may be wrong or maybe not appropriate, and they have to correct themselves. And then whatever knowledge they gain, there has to be a certain amount of consolidation of knowledge. These are the basic process by which we all learn all our life. When I talk to various forums of education is, I had an idea. I said that one should not teach subjects to kids till they are 7 or 8 years of age. Teach them philosophy, teach them archaeology, teach them music, teach them nature, teach me. Please, some of you put on your videos. Huh? It's appearing as I'm talking to myself. Yeah, please. All of you have good bandwidths, no problems. So, show me your beautiful faces. It will make us happy. Yeah, thank you. So, once the cognitive development starts, then you bring in subjects. By that time, the cognitive development would have matured by 8-9 years of age. That is what new education policy is trying to do. Although schools will be able to do it or not is a different question, because most of us are not trained in new education policy. So maybe we'll require retraining or different set of mindset. And then you bring in subjects. Herein steps in the art of teaching. And what is the art? When the life is about learning, what is the most important thing you should be teaching the students in the initial years? What do you want? Okay, let me ask it in a different way. Okay, this you'll all have to answer. Huh? You're all teachers and counselors. Every school, I've done workshops across India for the last 10 15 years. Every school I go, I ask a question. Maybe today you are all intelligent people, you will answer me. Why do you start school at 7 o'clock in the morning? What is the problem with schools? Why not 10 to 3 all seasons? Because 7 o'clock the kid these kids don't sleep early. They get up, they're half sleepy. Small kids, you can put water on their head and they're standing like half drowsy. And then you have a tiffin break at 9:30. They'll finish off their tiffin. Then comes 1 o'clock class. Sugar level is already low. So they will never attend. Second, big question is, when there is a small kid, the God for those small kids is teacher, Miss. Right? They don't even call madam. Huh? They can't speak madam. Miss has said it. Even God cannot shake it. And the same kid, when he reaches class 10th or 12th, he doesn't want to listen to teachers. How do schools manage it? How? Some magic teachers do. Same kid. A kid who is in class 1 has a potential to become mathematician, the potential to become a historian, or any damn thing. They lose interest as they grow up. So when I'm saying you all are good teachers, you are teaching your subjects well, but I'm sure you all never get a chance to step back from your duty and think about these deeper issues. Therein steps the art of teaching. Somebody said interest, na? How do you sustain interest? If you, the person in class 10th and 12th before board, a lot of mothers come and they say, he's so bothra, he's sleeping too much. I say all teenagers need more sleep. It's all right. What is the big deal about it? And then I tell them that because he's not interested in studying, that's why he's sleeping. If I'm interested in doing something, I'll be awake, however tired I am. Even if I'm tired right now, this is a commitment, so I have to keep awake. I may be feeling sleepy, that's all right. What happens to children? That means there is something missing out. And trust me, NEP and all is not a solution for it. They have their own set of parameters and they want people to not go far if they don't want to study, drop out, do whatever, become a workforce and all. But that is not the purpose. The purpose is, what is the purpose of all this teaching and schooling? Yes, let us be honest. Friendly banter. Speak up. Don't make it into a classroom where you are asking and kids are sitting not speaking anything. Then you'll point out, hey, you speak. Don't do that. Speak up. What is the purpose of all this education, whatever? Anyway, by 12th, you don't create Einsteins. You don't. We don't. We don't as a system. Einsteins are out of school actually. Yeah, Smriti, tell me.
To make them self-dependent.
And who becomes a self-dependent person?
Those who are good human beings and they can earn for themselves their livelihood, they support their family, themselves.
A lot of people who are unsuccessful in life, who could have become IAS officers, are serving in small lowly paid clerk job. They're good people. Does goodness guarantee success?
No, not always.
Not always. Not most of the time it doesn't. For success. So that means what you're saying has an important word. That means there is a lot of premium of education system and parental investment on success. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So schools, parents, system are trying to create successful people.
A kind of facilitation.
Wonderful. So that is for the majority of it. So does success have a parameter? A benchmark? Yes, no.
Yeah.
Yes, no. Everybody who plays cricket should be a Sachin?
No.
Nah. Everybody is Mr. Bachchan?
No.
Not at all.
No. So that means are we telling a wrong parameter to kids? Now, this is all art, huh? This is not science. There is a lot of neuroscience behind it. Are schools telling, when we talk of success to kids right from class 1 till class 12th, what are we exactly telling them? Success in what? Be successful in what? Good human being, obviously, we don't teach. Huh? There is no class for goodness. Do you have any class for goodness?
We have in SMC, we have value education period always, and we definitely try to teach.
All boards have this thick dossier in the drawer of the principal for value education system. Now, I have a simple question, because I promised you we'll be very, very honest today. I have a simple question. You see the shape of the society. Value system is going on for so many decades. Obviously, there is something missing.
Yes.
What is missing? Anybody?
Value.
Now, value.
Basics.
Let's not get
Basics.
into abstract. Huh?
Basics are missing out, sir.
So, what is the
Civic
basic?
senses are-
What is the
civic
basic?
senses.
Huh?
Civic senses. The civic
Civic-
senses.
Yeah, I mean, civic senses, corruption, they are all things. Where does civic sense come from?
From home.
Charity
From home?
begins at home,
Acha.
sir.
What about school?
So society, I mean, better to
Also,
say
sir.
society, I mean, the surrounding.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So, what we are trying to do is put a label on because of this, because of that. Right? That is a superficial analysis. What is the core problem of this? So, Smriti said success. Okay, I am putting on some words. Happy people, successful people, benchmark. Schools are telling all this to people. Civic sense you teach this, you teach moral science, you teach civics. All that is going on, but still nothing is happening. Otherwise, we psychiatrists wouldn't have any job. We have more jobs than you all. So there is something missing. What is that? You know, the problem is in the benchmarks which schools set. The benchmark which parents set. And there you create a benchmark that this is success. All right. And when you say this is a benchmark of success, what are you killing? What are you killing? You're killing a lot of things. Don't tell me schools don't kill anything.
The
Schools kill-
child.
You are killing the individual diversity of the child.
The originality, actually.
Forget originality. Even if it's a copycat, all copycats cannot reach the same level. Original is welcome, right? See what I'm trying to say. How many of you have ever pulled out a weak child who has managed to pass, just pass, brought him in front like the topper of your class and asked the class to clap for him? Because the last time he had failed, this time he has passed in all subjects, even with 40% marks. How did anybody do it ever? No. It doesn't happen in our schools. See, try to understand. Let us be very honest. The top 1.1% of geniuses, schools don't cater to them. Classrooms cannot hold them. Classrooms cannot hold them. The lower 5-10% people who are very poor, classrooms ignore them unless they create a problem. They create a ruckus, they have conduct problems, or they fail, and you fight with parents on PTM, all that. Then you say, go to a counselor and all that. By the time they come to a counselor, their self-confidence is totally crushed because so many people have pointed out to them. So maybe that kid is good in painting. Maybe that kid is good in the music. So what you say, Surjit, is very important.
Yeah.
The important thing is school system at one level is there to impart knowledge of subjects, not impart knowledge. Generate interest. And how do you generate interest? I'll just tell you. On the other hand, the whole system has only one goal of making the kid realize what the kid is good at. For that, you have to accept diversity. If you look at this whole craze in the society of getting slim, where is it coming from? It is coming from the Miss Universe. Somebody comes and tells you this is the parameter of beauty. Everybody wants to be like that. Hey, you have your own biology, you have your own shapes. Why do you want to do that? A society which accepts diversity has a lot of geniuses floating around. A society which says this is the parameter of success. Unfortunately, in India, everything you do is karega kya? Look, you all understand Hindi. Banega kya? What will you become? Become what? Monkey? You'll not have a tail coming out from your back. You'll still be a human being. What are schools gearing at? I understand is the pressure of commerce. You all would personally not do it. Personally, you all will agree with me. But you get back to your school, you will start listening to the commerce of it. Syllabus, exam, result, 90%, 99%, paper, newspaper, CUET, this, that, all. Now, a kid who is not into that race is perplexed. What do I do? Am I good for nothing? What? And then they start going into a spiral. Now, counselors look at me what I'm saying. They start going to a spiral of despair, dejection. All right? And then they start behaving awkwardly, badly, which we want to correct. You send it to me, I bounce it to you, and we say something will happen. Nothing is going to happen. Because the seed itself has been damaged. So that is one part of it. That's what you all are teachers. This country's future is in your hand. Please, for God's sake, every kid who is in your class is your child. Your first and foremost duty is to make them realize that this is you. This is your field. So all great people have dropped out of school. Can you name some? Some names, please. All the people you clap for in the...
Einstein. Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein.
Who else?
Rabindranath Tagore, sir.
Very good. And who else?
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, A.R. Rahman, Michael Faraday. Want names? I can give you a whole list of people. You know, they rebelled. Luckily, these people rebelled. Most of these rebels end up on streets, opening small shops. And somebody will come and tell me, I was a good cricketer. My father didn't allow. I was a good actor. I didn't go to NSD. I was a good painter. So they will settle down for lowly jobs, keep dejected, despair, depression all their life. Why? Because nobody ever told them, ki, boss, you're very good at this. And even when they were good, hardly they'll be called in front of the class and clap. It is Amartya Sen used to say a first boy syndrome. Whoever is topper in the class will go for decathlon, it will go for computers, it will go for this, as if they are some God-sent people. You open up diversity and you see how many toppers in various fields you will have. All right. Then your first question will be answered, how to keep interest on. So this is one, accept kids, their diversities. All 40 are different. What is the second way of keeping interests on? Art. Subject. Forget the subject. How do you keep somebody's interest? You go and watch a cinema. You like some cinema, you don't. Which are the ones you like? Which are the ones you like?
Gives the
So when
reflection
we
of
can
our own
connect
life.
with that.
When you can connect to that. So when you say connect, what is connecting in you?
A reflection of ours.
So that is a technical psychoanalytical thing. But what process of brain we connect and then we develop interest?
Emotions.
Oh yes, Priyanka, wonderful. Are you a psychologist?
No, sir.
अच्छा, good. Psychology पढ़ लो यार. सुनो, emotion. What is the fight? What a premium on reason, huh? Be reasonable, be rational, don't be emotional, control your emotion. What? Neuroscience, total no knowledge of neuroscience. We think we are rational. All our thoughts, even before it reaches our conscious mind, are laced with emotion. So the first purpose of a school is to accept diversity, promote individual talent. And the second purpose is not to suppress emotion and try to be too Mr. Spock. Teach them how to balance their emotion. Teach them how to fail and still be confident. How to be motivated to try it again. How to be emotional but still be human and sensitive towards others. See, why I'm telling you all this is not coming from homes. Homes have become very self-centered. They are teaching their kids to just go get her. This is all nonsense which will destroy this country. India is a big country. We need to share life. It should come from school. Teach them how to get embedded into what they are doing. So when I said active engagement after attention is doing, how do you do it? And teach them that while you rise, you should take people along with you. So we did some small experiments. Let me share it with you. So when emotions touch you, then you develop interest. Okay, how do you develop interest in physics? Anybody who teaches physics can tell me. Anybody? Okay. History. How do you develop history? Interest in history or English? Any idea? You all are creative people. Use creativity in your own life. Tell me how.
The skills, sir, in language, with the help of the skills of listening, that speaking part,
Okay.
more of communication, interaction in the class, describing certain things, right? Personal
But
experiences.
but you will still be teaching books, na?
No, sir. Without text, I mean the personal experience, what is new they have.
So if you
experienced
teach,
the previous way.
if you teach personal experience in physics, suppose, right?
So
What is
when
the-
they see it practically, they get interested.
So you can't show them quantum physics in a school, na? Can you? Can you show them gravity? No, yeah.
When they
All
see it practically,
your ideas are valid. Practical, you have all schools claim they have practical things. No, we don't teach kids. We ask them to do what? They will do and forget it. I'm talking of a deep motivated interest where one kid in class 10 decides he wants to be a physicist. I see toppers and geniuses will decide for themselves. You don't have to worry about them. Okay, let me ask you. Suppose you are asked to teach history of India. Okay, and you have books. All right. What is your guess? How many kids will specifically be very happy reading all that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you a small thing. Have you heard of Mr. Shyam Benegal?
Yes, sir.
Have you heard of a 52 episode serial called Discovery of India?
Yes, sir.
Have you seen it?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Show it to a kid, and there'll be no better historian than him. Whatever you're teaching in Indian history, please show it. BBC has more beautiful things in their serials than written in textbook.
Yeah.
So the great Albert was Albert Einstein. He said it, and I also say this. If you want to teach physics, have you heard of a guy called Feynman? Richard Feynman? Doesn't matter. If you are going to teach any subject, the only emotional thing is human beings. Our mothers, our parents, everybody sticks to us all through our life, however good or bad they may have been. Am I right?
Yes,
Your pados ka auntie would be there in your head all the time. whether she was good or bad. Right? Why? Because human mind is such that there are only two things. We want to belong and we are afraid of death. All rest is bunkam. When you talk about people to people, then they will remember it. So if you have to teach physics, teach them about the people who are doing physics. Teach them about people who were thinking. How were they thinking? What was the thought process? I told you in the beginning, my problem these days is I am worried about the thinking style, and the thinking style is damaged because the cognitive style is damaged. So cognitive style, the thinking, the cognitive aberration, the ability to critically think comes not from homes. And there are rare homes where parents can teach this to kids. Most of the kids learn it from school. In school, they end up doing subjects and passing exams and this and that. They never tend to explore their own inner self. So teach them, open them. Maybe if you teach Feynman to a kid, maybe he'll come up with good ideas. But these are experiments which you have to do. Like we did an experiment. We stopped giving individual assignments for tests. What? Somebody's mic is on and too much furniture being moved. So take care. So we said we'll make groups. Each group will have a topper. And in hierarchy, the poorest student will also be in one group. And then each group will receive a question paper. You know what happened? The first time, because the poor kid brought down all the marks. So next time the topper taught him. The marks should reduce. So they will, the bootstrapping. Each kid can make one topper and one poor student sit next to each other. They will pull each other. This is being together, human beings. Human beings just need to be together. And the way they can pull up each other, no external knowledge. So touch that chord. Touch that chord. Now, why I'm saying this is art? Because this requires an extrasensory perception on the part of teachers. In the rush to finish their syllabus, they often forget creative ways of teaching. They should hold on. Syllabus here and there, 2 chapters, don't worry. ChatGPT, use it. Ask them, note down your answer from ChatGPT, make it more creative. Because ChatGPT will give one singular essay to you also, to everybody else. Let's see, give 40 copies. Ask them, okay, tinker with it now. Now you tinker with it and see how creative you can make it. That is, do it to yourself. Once they do it, once they realize their potential, like somebody goes to play cricket, there is a hell lot of stuff which is happening. You have to bowl, you have to bat. After 10 trials, will be decided whether you can bowl or bat. I may think I'm a good batter, but I'm a very bad batter. I may be a good spinner. Who knows? A lot of people who go to film industry go to become actors and they end up being playback singers. How do you think Mukesh knew? They did not know. Somebody else will discover. Raj Kapoor will discover. Chalo, abhi come and sing. The world is much larger than the way we teach. So what I'm saying, for your own interest in life, your own interest in teaching, create individuals. What subject, which subject, when and where, those things are all sidey. Now, why I'm saying this, if you ask me in 2-3 lines, we have to decide the balance between what? Balance between scientific temper, which this country doesn't have, unfortunately. Jawaharlal Nehru used to say this. Or somebody abstract and creative and thinking like Mr. Tagore. Or somebody like Gandhi who could transform himself. Or like so many other people who have discovered themselves. But my question is, why should only 2% people discover themselves? Why not everybody? And this world has changed. There's a lot of bread and butter. That insecurity of getting food is gone. What is the fear now? So when I tell this, people will come and say, sir, NEP to aa gaya, NEP will do it. NEP kya? What will NEP do? NEP is meant for different purpose. People who don't want to study get an exit from 10th, 11th, 12th and go and learn some basic skills, even that is not a problem. If you tell a kid that it's okay to open a sweet meat shop, become a halwai. Become a halwai. You know what halwai is, huh? Make halwa. Or open a shop. But you are a good painter. So do your shop, earn your livelihood, become a painter. Who is stopping you? Nobody. Why don't we encourage kids like this? We should explain it to parents, to everybody, that there is a life which is the art of life. Passion. If your passion and your work become one, you have glory. If they are not one, you have to perforce earn your bread and butter. Allow people to have their passions. Who is stopping them to work in bank and playing music in the evening? You have to convince them that individual is different, the work he does is different. If both are same, wonderful. This is what school should aim at. Don't teach them too much. Teaching them too much early in childhood makes them dependent on books, on teachers, on external sources. This weakness is being exploited by technology. That people are dependent. They will never go and find out the way. When there was no internet, people were still having knowledge. Slow, less, but that was fine. These days people have information, how to assimilate them. So what I'm trying to tell you is you have a lot of role in the third level of living. One, I told you, is universe, earth. You don't bother about those physics. You have a world where everybody lives and earns its livelihood, be it a president of United States or a poor person like me. We all have to do that. But we all are human beings. When it comes to the human qualities, we all have to behave in the same way. And their confidence, ability to fail and rise, treating humans as human beings, only those people who have some confidence, some trust in their own skills are the people who can love others. All other is farce. Trust me. People say we love and we care. Inside they are bubbling with jealousy, with inferiority complex, and whole psychology. Ask counselors who are counselors in your group. They will tell you. This is what they're dealing. And when students come to us, what they come with? Problems in academics. They feel alienated. They're angry with the school, with teacher, because 100 times in PTM, their mother would have heard it, it's a kharab student. And mother would have gone, given slaps, not given food also that day. PTM should be abolished. And report card should be abolished. Wow, too much of a shock, huh? Go and tell your management. Dr. Bajpayee said abolish them. Anyway, if you don't abolish, I will get it abolished. Government is there, it will do it very soon. All your systems will fall. Then there will be a problem. You can't assess the kid. Assess on what? But then when I say don't assess, teachers will say, how to teach? How to teach? You are here to teach. You are not here to assess. You can take some small assignments. So distraction, alienation, anger, rebel, too much. Relationship issues. When kids break communication with teachers and parents, what they do is step out to find solace. And there are people sitting out giving them unconditional judgment. So I'm sure counselors here will agree with me. So how do you motivate them? You have to keep them motivated. Trust me, this is the societal confusion which is spilling into your classrooms. You have to be more than a teacher. Don't try to make them successful. Try to make them into confident human beings who are on a path of self-discovery. That is your job. Subjects they will learn. Anyway, who remembers what was taught in class 6th? Or class 8th physics? How many of us use it? If you go to IIT, you'll have to learn mathematics and physics again. To unlearn a lot. That doesn't mean your teachers are teaching bad. You are teaching at your level, which is fine. But please put a spark. Please put a spark in those kids. Make them slightly flower. And you see the world will become so beautiful. Kids are most loving people. They lose interest in life. They are more keen to come and tell me their secrets than to their parents and teachers. Seriously, in spite of my white beard, they will come and tell me. I don't judge them. I say, boss, you failed, do something else. You failed in this, do something else. Go do something else. So please teach them that there is a difference between success in academics and knowledge. And what is the difference? This I want from you. What is the difference between knowledge and success at academics? Anybody? What?
Success at academics is basically achieving good marks, but knowledge is having information about your concepts, having conceptual knowledge, whether you're getting the marks or you're not getting the marks.
तो
But
हिंदी
you should
में
know about the knowledge. मतलब आपको knowledge होनी चाहिए सब्जेक्ट की, भले ही आप हो सकता 90% स्कोर ना कर रहे हो, आप 70% स्कोर कर रहे हो.
which subject?
Any subject, whether it is English or whether it is physics, आपको physics की
So this is what I'm saying. Now expand your mind. You think subjects are only taught in schools, huh? You gol rasgulla, you go to a halwai and eat a gol rasgulla. Which school teaches that?
Yeah.
Have you taught any kid to make a jalebi?
No.
But if you go to a halwai shop, you will say that samosa pura is not whatever shape it is. Jalebi is not round. Which school has taught this? No school.
No school, right.
But a sweetmeat seller's son who sits in a halwai shop has to gain that knowledge. You can't even drive a rickshaw, I am telling you. Have you ever said, the next time you go see a cobbler, उससे बोलो कि बेटा तुम हटो, I'll make a shoe for yourself. Just try putting one pin into that leather. Which school teaches that? No school. UP board has 48 subjects of vocational training for last 40 years. None of the school offers that, which includes stitching, whatever that machine is called. What is it called? Silai machine?
Sewing machine.
Sewing machine, yeah. What? If a kid comes out, that is what the good thing NEP will do. And I'm happy. Gandhiji used to say this. Give BA, PhD, whatever you want to give to people. Please do not take away the art of living from them. NEP, it has taken us 20 years to push all this. Now it has changed, but it will still not change. Because we all are from the same flock. We have to accept. If somebody wants to, I ask kids whether you don't want to study, don't. What do you want to have father's business? I go to father's school. And when have you heard of Mr. Rahul Bajaj? Yes, no. If you haven't heard of Rahul Bajaj, we close this chapter here itself. Rahul Bajaj, Jamnalal Bajaj was Gandhiji's chela. Rahul Bajaj, he used to send his kids into the same bus where his workers' kids used to go. So I tell these kids that please go to your father's business, start wiping off the floor first, and he should go to all sections. And when the supervisor of the section tell you that your son has learned this trick, then promote him. Don't say कि ये बाप का factory है. So I am talking about that knowledge. That is where you all are important in the art of teaching. Subject. So whatever subject you teach, you will teach till 12th. You can create a topper of ICSC. So what? Every year papers bring out. So where are those toppers? How many of them you know are toppers are doing very well in life? So what I'm saying, focus. If they are, studying is one way of living. If somebody is good in studies, teach them. If somebody is good in dance, teach them. If somebody is good in sports, teach them. Even if you cannot teach them, encourage them to learn. Does it make some sense? Or it is too much to ask?
So there is one question, sir, that I have.
Yes, please.
Like we as teachers and we as school, we as principals, we want this thing to be done. But somewhere, suppose we
Management.
are teaching not the management, the parents do not allow the child to,
Parents are in, I told you 3 words in the
yeah,
beginning: art, science, and commerce. Commerce of school, commerce of education. Parents are in the commerce of education. Right? But you are the teacher. As a doctor, people come to me and a lot of people argue. Some of them who know me know how I work. I give them leeway once, twice, thrice. Third time I say, don't give me gyan of my subject. Not because I know everything, but to tell me you have to know more than me first. Right? If I write medicine or if I tell them this is happening and they'll say, sir, दवा बंद हो गई क्यों? अरे वो आंटी ने कहा था, वो आंटी से इलाज कर लो. Sir, I will do yoga, not take medicine. Do yoga, but own it. So last thing I want to tell you before we open up, we are not, last person who was accountable for one's own behavior in this country was who? Talat? Who was he?
Gandhiji.
Mahatma Gandhi. After Gandhi, people have stopped owning their behavior in this country. If you want this country to change, then from today it should be a mission to create people who own their behavior. That I knew this was my passion, I did not choose, so let me own it. You understand what I'm saying? Please make these kids own their behavior. Then 20 years later, we will become a really great country. Otherwise, slogans will not take us. You understand what I'm saying? Where are your Nobel laureates? Where are they? They're not coming out of schools. One Tagore and you are happy. Where are the philosophers? So, I think we all have a larger responsibility. To fulfill that, we have to stop, look back what we are doing, correct it, and create better human beings. And these human beings will respect. Yeah, Renuka. You want to ask something, no? Talat, Renuka Singh wants to. You can unmute yourself, can you? I think we can. Yeah. Yes, Renuka, tell me. So, see, in each of this topic, we can go on for hours. But I just wanted to give an overview that there is a lot beyond our daily teaching and humdrum. Okay? We should slightly more focus on that. Don't be under pressure of syllabus and report cards. Tell parents of everybody, all of you who become parents become like this. As a principal, you will talk differently. As a parent, you will talk differently. Yeah, but I don't know why you are investing. It's a business or what? If kids who are left alone also do something, parents will not know. They are in some hustle bustle of life. They want to, every parent wants that my son should be Sachin, my son should be Ranbir Kapoor, he should be Ambani also at the same time. You should be Einstein also at the same time. You produced gods or what? Even God couldn't do so many things. Okay, you know the school which God went to? Huh? You know Lord Krishna's guru? Who knows? Tell me. 2 gurus of Lord Krishna. Huh? Who? Not audible. Anyway, find out who they are. And find out what Krishna learned from them or whether he taught them. Do you ever learn from your school students? How many of you learn from them?
All the time, sir.
all
Oh,
the
really?
time we learn.
Oh, really? Very good. Keep it up. Keep it up. Most teachers don't actually. Smriti, what was the second guru? संदीपनी हाँ चलो कोई बात नहीं, ये सब बेकार के मुद्दे हैं. The issue is, does it make some sense what I told you? Not is too much to ask for. No, if you do all this, even 30-40% of the time, who are the counselors in this group? Are there any counselors? No? Why is everybody so silent? Yeah. This is Gurunath. Yeah, so do you think if all this happens, our work will increase or decrease?
It will rather simplify, sir, I believe.
It will be simplified. It will be so a lot of these problems will vanish when kids are living like this, right? So to us, who will come there will be 10% kids who will have medical problems, ADHD, anger control problems. In lower classes, they may have mental retardation, autism, all that. But that total will make 10-15%. So the counselor's job will actually be more meaningful if we work with these kids. Otherwise, half the time counselors are handling कि पढ़ाई में मन नहीं लग रहा, तो मम्मी ने कह दिया, तो गर्लफ्रेंड से ये हो गया, तो बॉयफ्रेंड से ये रिजल्ट नहीं आया. And you talk to them, however, they'll not listen. They'll do what they have to. Same kids who are not studying in school, they go to DU and start performing well, or to IIT or to wherever. So never think that if they're not doing well, they'll not do well in life. But this connection has to be shown to them, to parents, by us. And that is why we have to always keep thinking about a broader vision. Broader vision means what type of citizens we are going to leave onto society. In spite of all this, there will be 20% who will be antisocial. There will be 70-80% will become clerks. And when I say clerks, I mean from being an IAS to a real clerk. It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference. We have this problem in our country. Wherever it started from Britishers or whatever, we have not been able to throw it off, that our attitudes are like that. So don't make them there. Let them flower. Let them flower. Let them look after their passions. Anybody who lives in a passion, whatever work they are doing, they'll still be much more productive at the end of the day. You'll have, at the end of the day, you have something to look forward to, which will grab your attention and motivation. And that is true for them, it's true for us. And so therein lies the whole art of teaching, or forget teaching, learning. So how to make them learn, how to tell them that learning has a certain style by which they learn whatever they are going to do. Am I right? No. Too much.
Yes.
What, too much to change? Okay, I'll stop here. If there are any specific things, you can ask me. Ask me, debate, disagree, do whatever. This is the most disciplined class I've ever seen, and I teach a lot. Total silence. Either everything is understood or nothing is understood. This is what you tell your students, na? Itna sannata. What? Everything is clear or nothing is clear. I took care that something becomes clear because I did not pour in too much of neuroscience into it. But yeah, you all will have your experiences. I'm sure you've been good teachers, and there are people who will come and touch your feet when they become something. But my contention is that why one or two? Why should one or two have a privileged attention from teachers to do great things? Why not every kid? So simply remove a benchmark. Remove a benchmark. You see, you have your own benchmark. Everybody has a benchmark. Not everybody will, in every field. Everybody can't become a Gautam Buddha. But you can become your own Buddha in your own style. So all the great teachers of the world beyond schools have said, Appadipo Bhav. Find your own calling, find your own benchmark. Not my benchmark. All right, so we have 10-15 minutes. If you have nothing to ask, go feel happy, enjoy your Saturday, fly. And if you want to ask, tell, please do this. There's something in the chat. Priyanka, you're saying something?
Question.
Yes, yes.
Yes, I have a question.
प्रियंका वीडियो ऑन कर ले यार, शक्ल तो दिखा दो.
जी सर.
ऐसा लग रहा है ब्लैक होल में बैठी है तू.
नहीं सर, वो आई एम सो सॉरी, वो स्टक हो रहा है.
कोई बात नहीं, नो स्टकिंग. चलो, ask.
sir.
Yes, tell me.
Sir, I wanted to ask that sometimes there are too many anger issues in the classroom setting.
Yes.
So how to douse that anger in the class?
Okay.
Thank you.
Do you get angry?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
I also get angry. I get angry at a lot. Why do people get angry? Or let me ask you, when there is a strike, people will go and burn a bus.
Yes, sir.
So what does got a bus to do with their problems?
They need
Nothing.
to vent their anger on.
The rest of you, please mute yourself. Yeah. No, so we get angry or we raise our voice on. It is not necessary that what you are getting angry on is the most objective reason for it. Because brain, large part of brain is unconscious. Unconscious means the processing of brain is going unconscious. All right. When we feel some senses, something going on into your senses, a word or a vision or anything,
Yeah.
then the moment it goes in, there's a lot of out of awareness processing going on. Memory will compare it whether you know this or not. Then the emotions will evaluate it on a hierarchy of threat, whether it's dangerous to you or not. And based on that, in 200 to 500 milliseconds, you will realize in your conscious brain, by that time your reason, I said emotion or reason, all our reasonal thinking is already covered with emotions. When it is with a happy emotion, happy means your brain is telling you that what you have done is comfortable. Then it's called happiness. But sometimes everything which is happening is threat. So when your mind perceives threat, it has to counter itself, because the only purpose of your brain is to make you survive. The anger, one anger is this as a defensive anger.
Right.
Second anger is when we see that there is nobody to listen to me. Why do you raise your voice? Otherwise, if I'm talking to you softly, because I know you're listening to me. Right. If suddenly my mind reads that you're not listening to me, so either I'll raise my voice or I'll ignore you. Shouting.
Yes.
Sometimes you have to shout like I do in my clinic. Because the patient is going high, you have to cut it down. That is a very deliberate act. My heart doesn't skip a beat. For kids, the most common reason when they get angry is when they feel that nobody is understanding or listening to them.
Right.
And their anger is rather a cry for help. Right?
Right.
Like a small kid will do certain things to draw your attention. These slightly grown-up kids are sending a message. Because as long as they're getting angry, there is hope. You can still engage them. If they sit quietly and give two hoots to who you are, you can't do anything.
Anything, yes.
Right? So
Right.
that it happens in my clinic. Kids will come. If first of all, the parents of this country have suddenly become two type of parents, bulldozer and helicopter.
Done.
Helicopter mothers are roving. Kid is saying, what? Yeah, let me live my life. Or they are bulldozers, they want to pave a bed of roses for everybody. It doesn't happen. So parents will bring, they'll make the kid sit in front of me. And they say, sir, isko bahar bhej dijiye, then we'll talk. I said, no. If you send them out, I don't want to break my relationship with him, thinking that the kid will think that they are talking about me. So whatever you have to say it. Then mothers and parents will go yak. After 15 minutes, I'll ask them, say a few good things about the kid. They have not, oh, good things. I say, Abhi, so what were you doing? And good thing you have to think. The moment it happens, the kid will also come and sit like this. Who is this old man? idiot. And they think worst thing about it. I tell them, तुम ये सोच रहे हो कि मैं idiot हूँ. But then I have to enter their world. I know what they do. I have to talk about them. Then it takes 2 or 3 sessions to break the ice. Then they become my friends. And at the core of it, most kids, you all are mothers, whoever you are, please tell me. You call out your kid's name 400 times in a day. Out of which 398 times it's a no. Trust me, if I make you sit in front of me and every day I say, you are very beautiful. But थोड़ा नाक तेरा थोड़ा सा तिरछा है. And I'll tell you 100 times in 1 month. You'll murder me, I'm telling you. नहीं है नहीं नाक, तुम्हारा नाक अच्छा है. But I'm just giving an example. कि ये तो बच्चे कहते क्या है पागल, चलो बरो. फिर one day they'll go off ballistic. And then we start blaming them. All parents, when I tell them that please leave him, let him follow him or her follow a routine, have a democratic conversation. Mother will say, yeah, doctor, whatever you're saying, I'll do it. And all the kids tell me, sir, in front of you, she's saying, but all the time she's after my life. And 90% of the time, they're after the life, ki pad nahi raha. Or what? So you understand? So if a kid is getting angry in your class, never ask the reason in front of the full class.
Right.
Call him or her separately. All right?
Right.
Don't ask directly, why are you angry? You say, ask if something is troubling and ask him or her to find out alternative ways of expression.
Right, sir.
And open a window so that the kid can come and talk to you.
Right.
Tell him that you will not shout, you will not fight, you will not beat any. If there's anything, you come and tell me, I'll take care of it.
Right. Right.
So this is called unconditional what?
Support.
यही तो प्रॉब्लम है तुम लोगों का यार. तुम लोग टीचर बन के सब क्या सपोर्ट और सक्सेस एंड क्या व्हाट इज दिस मैनेजमेंट वोकैबुलरी? Haven't you heard of unconditional love? Or you haven't received in your life? Everything is a bloody condition in life. Support. They don't need your support. They're smarter than you. They're smarter than you actually.
Yeah.
So they support, what they need is to be considered a validation as a human being. The validation is missing. In this, we are living in a very, very deceptive world. A world form of images, right from WhatsApp to Facebook to OTT to this. What is a real world? Nobody knows. And our kids are living in an absolutely virtual world. They are forgetting how to relate to human beings in flesh and blood. So it is our first duty to bring them back to flesh and by stopping mobile usage and all, it's not going to happen. You have to find an alternative ways. You got it? So try doing this. If it doesn't work, tell me. I'll find some other way for you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so let's wrap up and enjoy life. My number is with
Thank
Talat.
you.
I'm typing my number in the chat box, okay? So please
Thank you.
feel free to connect to me, agree, debate, and if you need help at any point of time, please contact me. WhatsApp me, don't call me, please.
Sure.
All right. Okay. So we can discuss it. If you all feel that there is any specific topic you want to carry it further, maybe specific things, we can have a series of such talks. All right. Okay. Thanks, Talat. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
sir.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Thank you, sir, for giving
Thanks,
a
thanks.
different perspective to teaching.
Thank you, sir.
I don't know whether my number has gone in there,
Thank you,
but
sir. Received. We have received your number.
you received. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Take care then. Enjoy your
Thank-
Saturday. Bye. 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 Thanks, Talat, for everything, for new learnings, how to fool people on platforms. Chalo, bye. Bye. Enjoy.
Bye, sir.
Bye.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Take care.
Bye. Take care. Bye.